So for module 9, this is for simple interest. And then we have this 3 objectives. So first, understand the concept of simple interest, and then distinguish between the ordinary and the exact interest, and solve problems on finding ordinary and exact interest. Okay? So simple interest. So it is an interest computed based on the original principal during the whole life of investment. So this simple interest is the interest that we usually know. Okay? Di ba? Two ways kasi yung interest. Interest kasi nag-borrow ka or interest kasi nag-invest ka. Okay? So may dalawa siyang sides. Okay? So here we have this formula to find the simple interest. We have I equals to PRT. So P times R times T. Okay, so I here stands for the interest, P stands for the principal, R stands for the rate. So ano ba, 5% ba, 10%? Then T stands for the time or the duration of the contract. By the time you borrow the money or you have invested your money. Okay, so example, Jan borrowed $3,000 for 4 years at 5% interest rate. How much interest is that? Okay, so ilan yung interest daw if ever nag-borrow si Jan ng $3,000 for 4 years at 5% interest rate. Okay, so all we need to do is to use this formula, I equals to PRT. So P is the principal amount. If we say principal amount, yung hiniram or yung ininvest mo, so the original money or the original amount, that's the principal amount. So we have $3,000 times 5%, which is the rate, and our time is in years. So 4 years. So yan. So dito sa baba, nakikita nyo na yung 5% naging 0.05. So you need to remember, if we are solving for the simple interest using this formula here, okay, that means you need to convert the percentage into decimal. So all you need to do is to 5 divided by 100. Okay? Or any number divided by 100. So ganyan siya pag-convert ng percentage to decimal. Okay, so yung 5 divided by 100, then you'll get 0.05. So multiply nyo yan lahat, then you'll get $600. So kumbaga, kapag nag-borrow ka ng money in 4 years at 5% interest rate, so yung total niya na interest is $600. Okay? Okay, next example. Okay, next we have this one. Okay, Sarah deposits $4,000 at a bank at an interest rate of 4.5% per year. So how much interest will she earn at the end of 3 years? Okay? So yung sa simple interest, our principal amount is 4,000. So you have here 4,000. And then the rate is 4.5%. And then we have here the time, which is 3 years. Okay. So multiply nyo lang yan lahat. So again, 4.5% divided by 100, you'll get 0.045. Okay. So yan, yung multiply nyo sa 4,003, then you'll get $540. So kumbaga, yung dineposit ni Sarah na 4,000 at the end of 3 years with 4.5% interest per year, so yung interest niya is $540. Okay? Okay, next. Okay, Wanda borrowed $3,000 from a bank at an interest rate of 12% per year for a 2-year period. How much interest does she have to pay the bank at the end of 2 years? So ito, nag-borrow siya. Okay, so 12% per year ang rate, and then the principal is 3,000 and the time is 2 since 2 years. So again, before i-multiply ito lahat, convert muna itong percentage into decimal. So 12 divided by 100, then you'll get 0.012. Okay, 3,000 times 3,000 times 2. Then you'll get 720. So that means yung interest niya for 2 years is $720. Okay, ganyan lang kadali ang simple interest. Okay, next. Okay, Raymond bought a car for $40. So he took a $20,000 loan from a bank at an interest rate of 15% per year for a 3-year period. So what is the total amount? So if we say total amount, this means that we need to add the principal amount and the interest. Okay, total amount. So ilan lahat yung need niyang bayaran. So the principal amount plus the interest. Okay, so here that he would have to pay the bank at the end of 3 years. So 3 years yung time. So the principal is 20,000. Kasi nga may 20,000 na siya na cash. So 20,000 lang yung niloan niya. And then for 3 years. And then 13%. So if we say 13%, 13 divided by 100, then you'll get 0.013. Okay. So 20,000 times 13% times 3, then you'll get 7,800. So ito yung total na interest. Okay? So since we're looking for the total amount, that means you need to add this interest to the principal amount, yung binarrow niya na loan or na amount, which is 20,000. So 20,000 plus 7,800. Therefore, Raymond needs to pay the bank by with $27,800. So, yan yung final amount. Okay? So, next. What if you are asked to find the rate? Okay? So, kanina kasi yung mga sinolve natin, puro lang interest. So, what if yung rate naman yung missing or yung unknown? So, example, Shirley got a $1,200 loan for 2 years. She paid $90 interest. So, what was the interest rate? So, again, wala ang missing dito is yung rate. Okay? So, using the formula, yung I equals to PRT, kanina. So, use that formula and solve that for the value of R. Okay, so magiging ganito na siya. R is equal to I over PT. So, interest over principal times the time. So, we need to take note that our interest here is $90. Our principal amount is $1,200 and the time is 2 years. So, i-plug in lang lahat ng given sa formula. Okay? So, we have our I is 90 all over the principal, which is 1,200. And then our time is 2. So, 90 all over 1,200 times 2, that's 2,400. So, if you will divide this here, then you'll get 0.0375. Since we are looking for the percentage, usually a percentage is in usually the rate is in percentage. So yung sagot natin dito na decimal, i-multiply lang yan ng 100. So 0.0375 times 100, then you'll get 3.75%. So therefore, the interest rate was 3.75%. Okay, so ganyan lang siya pag-solve for the rate. Okay, next. Here, what if naman kung yung unknown is the time? Okay? So example, if you invested $300 in an account that paid simple interest, find how long you'd need to leave it at an interest rate of 3% to make $15. Okay, so kumbaga, may ano ka na, may target ka na gusto mo na gain sa pera mo na ininvest mo. Kaso hindi mo alam kung hanggang kailan mo siya i-deposit doon. Okay, as an investment. So still using the formula I equals to PRT, you can solve this in terms of T or use this directly. So kagaya nito, i-plug in lang lahat ng given. So I, this stands for the interest, which is, here we have the 15. Kasi nga yung interest is $15. So 15 equals to the principal, which is $300. So 300 times the rate. So our rate is 3%. So 3 divided by 100, then you'll get 0.03. And then times the time, which is the unknown. So multiply yung 300 by 0.03, then you'll get 9. So 90 and then solve for T. So now we have 15 over 9 equals to T. Simplify 15 over 9, then you'll get 5 over 3. Then you can solve this directly sa calculator nyo, then you'll get 1.66 years or 1 2/3 years. Okay? So, diretso lang yan sa ano nyo, sa calculator para hindi na mahirapan. Okay, next. Okay, we have the so-called maturity value or the total amount. So, ito yung kanina, yung kay Raymond. So, total amount, the borrower would need to repay a loan. So, kumbaga, principal amount plus the interest. So, F is equals to P plus I. Since I is equals to PRT, then we can also have this formula. F is equals to P times the quantity of 1 plus RT. Okay, so it's up to you saan kayo mas hanas or comfortable. Okay, example. So, kagaya nung kanina, find the interest and maturity value on a loan of 10,000 pesos for 3 years with an interest of 10%. So, our principal here is 10,000. So, yung ginamit niya dito is kinuha niya muna yung interest and then tsaka pa kinuha yung final amount. So, interest muna. So, we have 10,000 pesos as our principal and our rate is 10%. So 10 divided by 100, that's 0.10. And then our time is 3 years. So we have 3 here. So multiply nyo yan lahat, then you'll get 3,000 pesos. That's the interest. Since we're looking for the final amount, we need to add this interest to the principal amount. Okay, so 3,000 plus 10,000, you'll get 13,000 pesos. Okay, that's the final amount. So next, we have this so-called ordinary interest and the exact interest. So if we say ordinary interest, this is the interest computed on the basis of a 360 day per year. So kumbaga, we are assuming na there are only 360 days in a year for the ordinary interest. Okay, so PR times our time here, depende siya kung days. For example, 32 days over 360. Yan siya. And then if we say exact interest naman, this is interest computed on the basis of a 365-day year. So kumbaga, here for exact interest in a year, there are 365 days. So kaya ganito for the time. And then we have the approximate time. This is calculated assuming that each month of the year has 30 days. So kasi nga yung ordinary interest natin, di ba? May 360 days lang siya per year. So approximate lang siya. Kaya 30 days times 12, that's 360. Okay, so next we have exact time. So this is refers to the exact number of days as found in the calendar. So kung ilang days yung nasa calendar per month, yun talaga ang number of days. Di ba may ganito tayo yung January, February, March, April, May. So yung may mga bones, yan yung may mga 31 days na months. Okay? So kung ilan talagang days nasa calendar, yun talaga yung gagamitin. So that's the exact time. Okay, next we have here the compound interest. So compound interest is the hybrid version of the simple interest. So here for compound interest, this is good for us if we are investing, pero not good siya if we are the borrowers, okay? So kung nagbaborrow ka, wag kang magborrow if ever compounded yung interest. Okay, mag-invest ka kung compounded yung interest. Wag kang mag-invest kung simple interest lang. As much as possible, kung may makita kang compounded yung interest, doon ka mag-invest. Pero kung ikaw ang mangungutang, as much as possible, doon ka sa simple interest. Wag doon sa compounded interest. Kasi nga itong compounded interest, nag-i-interest pati yung interest ng pera mo. Okay? So, marami siyang interest. Okay, here. So, compound interest is an interest computed based on the original principal and the accumulated past interest. So, kumbaga, nag-i-interest din yung interest mo, ng pera mo. Okay? So, compounding or conversion period. So, we have M. So, actually, sa mga books, iba-ibang variables yung ginagamit. So tie between successive interest computation. And then the total number of conversion periods, we have T times M. So magdedepende siya yan mamaya. Itong kay M, if we say compounding or conversion period, ilang beses siya nag-i-interest per year. So for example, if we say annually, that means once a year lang siya tumutubo or nag-i-interest. If we say semi-annually, that means twice siya nag-i-interest in a year. If we say quarterly, that means 4 times siyang nag-i-interest in a year. If we say monthly, that means 12 times a year siya nag-i-interest or tumutubo. Okay. So here, this is a formula for finding the compound amount. So we have here F is equal to the principal amount times 1 plus I raised to the power of N. So remember, N here is equal to T times M. So yung time kung ilang years siya, and then i-multiply mo yan kay M kung ano ba, compounded annually ba siya, semi-annually, quarterly, or monthly. And then our I here, that is J over M. Remember, our J here is our rate. So yung rate niya, i-divide natin kung ilan beses siya tumutubo in a year. For example, may rate siya na 5%. Okay, hindi yan siya ilalagay sa I. Okay, so 5% divided by, for example, tumutubo siya quarterly. So 5% divided by 4. So yan yung value ni I. Okay, you can use this formula or this one. Dito yung nasa yellow na background. Okay, so klarong-klaro dito that our I is R over N. So this is the rate over the N. So ang N is kung ilang beses siya tumutubo in a year. And then dito, yung N dito is NT. So N times T. So ilang beses siya tumutubo in a year times the time. Okay, example. Find the interest and compound amount on a loan of 54,600 pesos for 5 years and 6 months with an interest of 8% compounded quarterly. So our principal amount here is 54,600. So ito yung formula. 54,600 8 times the quantity of 1 plus. Bakit naging 0.02? Wala kayo nakikitang 0.02 dito. Kasi nga, we need to divide this rate kung ilang beses siya tumutubo in a year. So dito, compounded quarterly daw siya. If we say quarterly, 4 na beses siya tumutubo in a year. So 8% divided by 4, then you'll get 0.02. Okay, yung 8% ano nyo muna into decimal, so that's 0.08. Then 0.08 divided by 4, you'll get 0.02. So dito yung time natin, bakit naging 22? So kasi nga, 5 years and 6 months yung duration niya. And then 4 na beses siyang tumutubo in a year. For example, dito muna tayo kay 5. So for 5 years, ilang quarters meron dyan? So multiply nyo lang yan ng 4. So 5 times 4, that's 20. So may 20 na tayo. Dito naman sa 6 months, so sa 6 months, ilang quarters nandyan? So sa 6 months, may 2 quarters. So that means we need to add that to 20. So 20 plus 2, that's 22. So kumbaga, 22 times siya lahat. For the whole duration, 22 times tutubo yung pera. Okay, so kaya kapag sinolve nyo ito using your calculator, then you'll get 84,410.49. And then we are also asked to find the interest. So paano makuha yung interest? So para makuha yung interest, i-subtract nyo lang yung principal amount dito sa final amount. So we have here F minus P. So 84,410.49 minus the principal amount, which is 54,600 pesos. Then you'll get, so kumbaga yung interest lahat-lahat ng pera is 29,810.49 pesos. So, yan yung interest. So, malaki yung interest kapag compounded yung interest. Okay? Okay, next. If an amount of $5,000 is deposited into a savings account at an annual interest rate of 5%, compounded monthly, the value of the investment after 10 years can be calculated as follows. So here, our principal amount is 5,000. Our rate is 5%. Since this is in percentage, so again, i-convert mo na siya into decimal. So 5 divided by 100, you'll get 0.05. Our N is 12. Bakit 12? Kasi nga, compounded siya monthly. So in a year, 12 times siyang tutubo. And then we have our time, which is 10 years. Okay, plug in natin siya sa formula. So we have 5,000 times a quantity of 1 plus 0.05 divided by 12. And then 12 times 10. Bakit 12 times 10? Kasi nga dito, di ba, we need to multiply ko ilang beses talaga siya lahat tutubo sa lahat ng duration. So since monthly siya tutubo in 10 years, so that means 12 times 10. So kumbaga 120 times siyang tutubo. So yung total niya is 8,235.05. So now the investment balance after 10 years, so yung ininvest mo na $5,000 sa savings mo after 10 years, magiging 8,235.05 na yun. Okay? Yan. Okay, next we have what if. In compounded interest, what if you are asked to find the rate? Okay, so this is the formula if you want to find the rate. We have N times the quantity of A over P. So A is the value of the investment or yung final amount. And then P is the principal amount. And then 1 over NT minus 1. So N here is ilang beses siya tumutubo in a year. And then yung time is ilang years, yung duration. Okay? So if you are asked naman to find the principal amount, so kumbaga ilan yung ininvest mo. Okay, that's the principal amount. So we have the final amount or the value of investment A all over 1 plus R, the interest rate, all over N. So ilang beses siya tumutubo in a year times N raised to the power of NT. So yan. So example. So an investment earns 3% compounded monthly. Find the value of an initial investment of $5,000 after 6 years. So ito siya, same lang siya kanina. So i-plug in lang yung mga formulas natin, yung mga values sa formulas natin. So we have P, the principal is 5,000 times 1 plus our R is 3%, so that is 0.03. Compounded monthly siya, so that means 12, kasi 12 times siya tumutubo in a year. And then for 6 years, so 12 times 6, yan. Okay, so all in all, 72 times siyang tutubo. So, kumbaga, the value after 6 years of your $5,000 investment is $5,984.74 dollars after 6 years. So, yan na yung amount niya. Okay? So, ito. Next na example. So, what is the value? Same pa rin siya. Okay, I'll go with another example. Ito. So, Mrs. Jefferson purchased an antique statue for $450. 10 years later, she sold this statue for $750. So, if the statue is viewed as an investment, what annual rate did she earn? So, we are looking for the rate here. Okay, so yung formula is na bigay na natin kanina. Or we can just use the original formula and then plug in lang the given. Okay? So we have A, this is the final amount or the present value. So we have here 750. So we have 750 here and then the principal amount or yung original value ng statue which is $450 times 1 plus R, since R is missing, and then all over 1. Over 1. Bakit 1? Kasi nga annual. Sabi annually, once lang siyang tumutubo in a year. So 1. 1 yan dyan. And then 1 times 10. Kasi nga this is good for 10 years. Okay, so 1 times 10 yan dyan. So here, 750 equals to 450. R over 1, that is still R, raised to the power of 10. So we need to bear in mind that we are solving for R here. So we can both sides of the equation by 450. Then we'll get this one. 750 over 450 equals to 1 plus r raised to the power of 10. And then simplify 750 over 450, then you'll get 5 over 3. So we have 5 over 3 equals 1 plus r raised to the power of 10. Okay, so since we're looking for r, and then nakita natin dito na yung si r is naka-raise to the power of 10 with 1. So that means you need to raise both sides of the equation by the power of 1 over 10 para makuha yang or makancel yang 10 na power dyan. So raise to the power of 1 over 10 both sides. So 5 over 3 raised to the power of 1 over 10 equals to 1 plus r na lang. Then take the additive inverse of 1 here. So magiging ito, pag solve nyo nito minus 1 dito. So you'll get 0.0524. So that is now our rate. So again, if we are solving for rate, since the rate is in percentage, so we need to multiply this by 100, then you'll get 5.24%. Okay, so yan lang yung tubo niya. Doon sa station ni Mrs. Jefferson. That's the rate, 5.24%. Okay. Okay, next we have here. So how many years? So time naman. Okay, how many years will it take for an investment to double in value if it earns 5% compounded annually? Okay, compounded siya annually. Okay, so plug in lang natin yung given dito sa formula natin. So yung A natin, bakit 2P? So kasi nga double, ma-double yung value niya, double in value. So kumbaga, gusto niya mag-multiply by 2 yung value. So that is the final amount na gusto niya mag-double yung pera niya or investment niya. So 2P equals to P times 1 plus our R. Our R is 5%. So 5 divided by 100, that's 0.05. And then all over 1. Bakit all over 1? Kasi nga annually lang siya tumutubo. So that means in a year, once lang siyang tumutubo. So kaya 1 yan dyan. And then we have here T. Okay? Bakit T na lang natira dito? Kasi nga in 1 year. Okay? Compounded annually. So 1 lang siya. Compounded annually. 1 dito yung value ni M times T. Since we are looking for the value of T. Okay? So if we will simplify this, then we have 2P equals to P. Kasi nga dito, 0.05 all over 1, that is still 0.05. Plus 1, you'll get 1.05. Okay, raised to the power of T. Okay, here since we're looking for T, okay, we need to eliminate P here, both sides. So we can divide both sides by P. So kapag nag-divide tayo both sides by P, magiging 2 equals to 1.05 raised to the power of T. Okay, so since we're looking for T and T is a power here, so kapag ganyan, you need to use the logarithms. Okay, so ln both sides. Take the logarithm of both sides. So we have ln of 2 equals to T ln of 1.05. Okay, so now from this one, since we're looking for T, we can divide and then use our calculations to find T. So magiging ln of 2 all over ln of 1.05. Kasi divide natin yan both sides by ln of 1.05 kasi T lang yung kukunin natin. So here, sa calculator nyo, kapag sinolve nyo yan, then you'll get an approximate of 14.2 years. So kumbaga, it will take a little more than 14 years before the investment will double in value, given that the investment will, the interest will compound 5%. Okay, that's 14.2 years. Okay, so that's the end of week 8. Okay, so you need to remember this one as well. So ito yung nasa module. So the present value defined as the principal P which is invested at a given time T at a given interest rate R which will amount to F when F is due. Okay? So here, kabaliktaran siya. So you are solving for P. Okay, so F times 1 plus I raised to the power of negative N. So find the present value of 42,000 pesos due at the end of 3 years and 9 months if money is invested at 5.6% compounded quarterly. Okay, so we have here our final value which is 42,000 times 1 plus bakit naging yung I natin 0.014. Bakit kaya? So itong 5.6% divided by 100, you'll get 0.056. And then since this is compounded quarterly, i-divide natin yan siya sa 4. Then you'll get 0.014. Okay? So ito, bakit 15? Since this is compounded quarterly, so 3 years and 4 months. So in 3 years, ilang quarters nandyan? So in 3 years, may 12 na quarters. In 9 months, may 3 quarters. So 12 plus 3, that's 15. So solve nyo yan lahat, then you'll get 34,094.16 pesos. Okay? Yan pala yung ininvest niya, kaya nakakuha siya ng pera na 42,000 pesos. Okay, then we also have here the simple annuity. So I'll be discussing lang the terms. So we have here annuity certain. It is one which payment begin and end at a fixed time. So kumbaga sigurado, sure na, that's annuity certain. And then we have the contingent annuity. It is one whose payment depend on an event that cannot be foretold accurately. So itong sa contingent naman, walang kasiguraduhan kung when siya mag-i-end. Okay, so again, annuity certain, sure na kung kailan siya matatapos. Si contingent annuity is nagdedepende sa event or sa mga situations. Okay, that's for the annuity. Then we have here the formulas for the annuity. So if we want to learn more about annuity, then you can visit the links there on the module. So maraming links doon sa modules. And then that's the end of week 8 natin na discussion.